Swoosh Life Podcast. Season 3. Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Swoosh Life Podcast. It's Masters Week, baby! Let's go! Best week of the year. We are here. We are back. Episode 46 of the Swoosh Life Podcast, coming at you live with our friend, Justin Wheelon. Welcome, buddy. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome back.
What's up? I can't believe it's been a year.
I know. Your annual return to the podcast, and it's Masters Week. We are excited to have you. We're going to get into everything Masters related. We're going to catch up with Justin just to see how he's been doing, how many Emmys he has now. I think he's added maybe 2-3 more to the total since yet last year. 5 more. Holy cow. So, but we're super excited and ready to get started. So, boys, how we doing? How's everyone feeling?
Good. I was out at Augusta all day.
Busy weekend for you.
What a way to start. Everyone that's not watching on YouTube, again, follow us on YouTube if you want. Justin's sitting here. I thought I was flexing with like my Masters cup and my Masters mug and my hat, and everything like that. And then Justin's just sitting here in his Grove 23 stuff. So, and has been at Augusta all day.
It really makes Matt happy when I wear it. So it warms his heart.
I've mentioned it in another episode, but I like to message Justin every single time that he flexes on Instagram. I love you and I hate you, and it's it's a good jealousy. It's like I'm happy for you, right? Yeah. But also I wish it was me. A little bit of that. So I guess here's the question: if you're at Augusta all day, like I know the concession stand's super cheap, and I know it's like amazing. Where do you go to eat when you're at Augusta all day? Like, is there a Waffle House nearby? Like what's the spot?
Yeah. So we went in early and we did the concession stands, and we did the biscuits in the morning, and they don't have I wanted like just waffles with butter or something, but they don't have that. So we did the biscuits, and then for lunch I did the barbecue. Friend of mine, Lindsay, she got the brand new chicken salad. We got the peach ice cream sandwich.
They're back? I heard a rumor that they were gone again this year.
Oh man, I don't know. Yeah, I seen that. I heard that, but nope. We got them today. They were delicious.
Hallelujah.
Yeah,
that's the best part, I think.
So the question I have is, we talked about our Masters menu, so that's why food is on our mind. I guess. Yeah. Should we jump into the Masters menu topic real quick? Just, what would be on Justin Wheelon's Champions Dinner menu?
Oh, man. Oh, goodness. Domino's Pizza, Panda Express. No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure I'd work with their chef. I don't know. I just say make something good.
Yeah, and you're a local product, so getting those local flavors and those local foods are there. So, Gumby, do you want to share what would be on your Masters menu?
Yeah, so you guys have this episode coming out on a Wednesday. Champions Dinner was last night. If you're listening to this, we're recording on a Monday, so Champions Dinner is tomorrow. But you have seen our Masters menu posted on our Instagram, so we hope that you enjoyed that and see it. I'm going with some little mini beef Wellingtons, some shrimp cocktail, gotta have that wedge salad, and then I'm always about the dry age tomahawk. So that's what I'm going with maybe some cream spinach and some hot honey Brussels sprouts and a little cheesecake to finish it off. I'm a clean, simple, in and out kind of guy.
Into there.
Yeah, big time. We all did. I think we all have a menu. Keith, what's up with what's on your menu? You got a little hometown flavor in there. On that menu.
Oh yeah. Well, we're starting off with here's a good one everybody loves, boneless buffalo wings. We have to start those off with an appetizer. I threw in there some risotto balls. It's kind of like a fried with rice in there, and it has like a mashed potato kind of like dipping sauce, which is unbelievable. We'll start off with those two. A little bringing grandma into this. I have a Hungarian chicken soup, simple chicken breast, carrots, celery. There's some cabbage in there as well, but there's some like peppered flavor in there, which is a secret Hungarian recipe that I cannot share with you guys right now. So sorry out there, everybody. We're going to have a filet mignon topped with béarnaise sauce, some wild rice to go with that. And you can't go wrong with some fudge brownie, vanilla ice cream on top with more fudge on top of that. So we would all be in a food coma. I don't know if we even make the tea time on Thursday. We'd have a whole day and night to rest, but I don't even know if we'd make it.
But I think
definitely
that's
not the par 3 contest.
Yeah. Get everybody bloated. Get everybody really heavy.
Exactly.
And then you could dominate. So for me, it was an ode to one of my favorite places on earth, which is Maui. I do a seared ahi tuna slider, Hawaiian bun, wasabi mayo on there. And then I went with a Caesar salad, classic Caesar salad, but with southern deviled eggs on top. So then you slice, you put the fork down, you get a little bit of that, breadcrumbs, all that good stuff. And then I was filet mignon and salmon, smoked, of course. So
if you're doing Maui, you got to have the monkey pod Mai Tais too for the cocktail.
See, and I try to keep this like a PG. I'm for those of you that know and follow me, I'm a little bit of a whiskey guy.
They always serve.
We all drink.
So you could pick a whiskey that gets served there. I think
I'm not going to play any favorites, but my favorite distillery is still Buffalo Trace. So I'll leave it at that. And a lot of people would say, "Oh, it's bandwagon jumping," but there's a reason that stuff is sought after. That's the reason why their whiskeys are like Jordans, and people line up and people stock to my store on Fridays. They already know that the deliveries are on Fridays now, and they stock it. But for dessert, I'm doing Bananas Foster with a chocolate mint milkshake shooter, just to kind of finish it off.
When I saw that come across, I was like, that's pure Q right there.
Because my only criticism, and I know people didn't like Scotty's menu, saying a little bit of Applebee's vibes and stuff like that, but that's who he is. Like, he's a simple, basic guy. I liked it. My only problem was
looking back at it, like after second look, I was like, that's actually a solid menu. Some of it, because I went back and looked at some old menus.
Yeah.
And like who was it? It was, I forget who it was, but it was Bubba. And it was just grilled chicken breast. It was like,
it was a little.
Like,
the Bubba one was a little brutal. The Dustin Johnson one was good.
He did it twice. He did it the second time he won too. He did the same exact menu.
Yeah, and Dustin Johnson did like a miso marinated cod, I think, on his, which was like a really nice touch and all that good stuff. But my only criticism of Scotty's, actually, it is a good menu, is that everything is a knife and fork food, and then he has French fries in there. So it's like, you have a finger food with Texas ribeye steak. Just saying, Scotty, the one tip I'd ever give you in life is that one. Just, think about if it's all utensils or all finger foods. But that's not why you came. Guest of honors here, Justin. Justin, we're going to kick it off with a revised version of 3-2-1. So for returning guests, 3-2-1, and then Gumby and Keith are going to take us the rest of the way. 3-2-1, three things that are in your golf bag that you are in love with right now. So these could be new clubs, new accessories, ball markers, maybe the bag itself. What are three things you're absolutely loving in your bag right now?
All my sub 70 equipment. Just got with sub 70 and been working with Jason Hyland over there to get everything finely tuned. And I haven't really done like a lot of like custom fittings, and I've done it a couple times, but he's been working with me to get everything actually the way it's supposed to be. So all the sub 70, I'm almost 14 clubs there, so that's been great. I'm gonna say Grove bag tag for you, Matt, and then maybe like a Bose speaker, so just play some music out on the court.
Shout out to Bose. That's my speaker of choice in the card as well. Yeah. All right, so for the 2 and 3-2-1, what are the 2 Nike Golf pieces of apparel or footwear that have been your go-tos the past year? We're just under a year, I think, since we last spoke. I think we mentioned that. So what are the 2 that you just keep going back to? You're like, I love this piece. I love wearing it.
I mean, I got one. He's just rocking Jordan 1s all day long.
Yeah. A lot of Jordan 1s. And then, it's amazing. And I say this knowing full well how douchey this sounds, but they send so much stuff that it's hard to go through all the stuff fast enough before there's more stuff. So
I hate you and I love you.
Yeah. But no, maybe like the Tony Finau flat bills. I kind of got those in every multiple colors and multiple. If one gets sweaty, just bring a new one in. So it's
it's good to have fresh caps. All right, and then the last one in 3-2-1. What is the one thing you wish Nike or Nike Golf would do or release? So it could be a product, or it could be a marketing campaign, or maybe
and they're
commercial.
already, to be fair, they're already killing it this year.
We're all broke. We're all sad and broke.
Out of the park.
I texted Rick Gilo the other day and said, y'all are just at the top of your game, as like I've never seen it before. I mean, all these packs. I sent y'all pictures of the Masters pack I got today. Unbelievable. Like
unreal.
Like it's not just a pair of shoes. They're combining it with all these different various like ways to present it. It's just absolutely, I mean, it's like art, you know? I mean, even after the shoes are long, dirty, and gone, these crates and these leather bags, I mean, they're still going to be there. It's just really cool. One thing,
the attention to detail is phenomenal that they're doing.
Well, you know, maybe a few months ago it might have been bring back the Jordan 13s, but that's been checked off. So,
well, we could always redo the golf shoe. They could always redo
Tiger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. TW13s. Yeah. No, absolutely, and then hopefully we get some more colors in those as well, a little along down the line. So
I was out there. When I got there today, I made a beeline for Tiger, Rory, Couples, and Tom Kim on the back nine. So we watched them 13, 14, skipping it on 16, and that was
So give us a little bit of a vibe check out there. Like what was it like out there? A little bit rainy, a little bit not. Kind of this afternoon, they're trying to get practice in before everything.
I mean, it sprinkled for 5 seconds, but it was busy. I mean, I think I don't know how. No, I don't think anybody knows how many tickets they actually give out, but I think honestly what it was is we went to the busiest area around Tiger and Rory and them, so it just felt like a lot of people. I'm sure every other group was different, but
I think tomorrow will be busy too, because last year they had a rain out on Tuesday, and then they reissued tickets this year to those that got rained out. I only know that with Buddy going, who went last year and is going again this year, because it was a half day rain out, so they still got in a half day, but then they still gave tickets out. So
there was a weird thing out there that I'd never seen before. The line. So I'll get this whole thought out because the second part is important, but the line to the merch shop, I have never, ever seen it so long. It like backed up past the range, like way. It was, I mean, it was 200, maybe over 200 yards long to get in that shop. But weirdly enough, I mean, from the back of the line to the time in the shop was like 15 minutes. It was.
Oh my God.
So
it's already pretty carouseled within the shop too.
Yeah. It was mentally so strange because the line is so long, but then you're in there so fast. So it was just, it was strange, like because a lot of people I'm sure just passed right by because they said that's going to be hours long, but it wasn't. So anybody listening Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, don't be dissuaded. Stay in that line. You'll be in really fast.
You're a connoisseur of all things Masters gear, I would say, or the merch shop. So what'd you pick up today? Is there a new watch out that you grabbed this year? Or
when I go in, I make a beeline for those watches because sometimes they're limited and they may only have a few left. So I went there and honestly, I didn't get a watch this year. They've got a green face one that is real similar to one I have, so I passed on that one. But then they've got this new like gray silicone one that's kind of cool, but I just passed. I think for me, they peaked last year when they sold the ones that actually say Augusta National Golf Club on them instead of Masters. Right. I mean, I knew going in that they would have to really do something crazy cool to beat that one, and I don't know. We'll see. I haven't seen the ones in Berkman's place. They may be different, but
that's true. Yeah.
I got some sweater. Oh, they got some new like Peter Millar hoodies. They were pretty cool. Some cool sweaters. They always really some hoodies. They always have great hats. I mean, their merchandise people just absolutely kill it. They always have the coolest looking designs, and the graphic tees are awesome. So yeah,
always have something. So you've done a little work. We're not going to talk about it too much with Augusta and everything like that. What's it been like kind of getting some behind the scenes stuff and just like the feeling of it? Not tell you what you're doing or anything like that, but just kind of like the feeling of stepping into that place, not as a regular, but as someone who doesn't, only sometimes the players get to like be in those areas. And so kind of what's that feeling like of
I can neither confirm nor deny anything you're talking about right now, but hypothetically speaking, if someone was a Masters fan all their life and then got to do something for them, I'd imagine that would be extremely special and something that those video people would remember their whole life, hypothetically speaking.
For the record, I have no idea what the heck I'm talking about at all. So, Augusta, it's all my fault, and please don't ban me. So, for future reference, that's awesome, man. Super happy that you got to go today. Are you going back this week? Like, what's the rest of your week look like there?
I do have to go back for a certain thing later this week. So yeah, I'll be back for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
So the other thing too that I saw, and I'll let Keith ask some questions, is last year we saw Dude Perfect out there with Grayson DeChambeau and everything like that. I know they were there today as well. And then this year we saw Augusta. So that was kind of like the first push of Augusta trying something different, allowing someone different. And then this year we got the Masters Invitational, the kind of like Road to the Masters with the new EA Sports game. Tony was there, Lexi Thompson, Tim the Tatman, Roger Steele. They really like are kind of changing the way that like your perspective of Augusta being like stuffy and very like by the rules and all that stuff into like this. It's still sacred in a sense, but it's still also like accessible to kids and to the youth and to growing the game. I think they're trying to be the spearheads of growing the game. And so can you kind of like speak to like what that kind of is like for you and just seeing the change that they're
doing? You're exactly right. I mean, it's pretty obvious for anybody that's kept up with the Masters that they're trying new things. And what's cool about, everyone knows this with the Masters, is they don't just try something willy-nilly. What they do it better than anyone's ever done before. So that EA launch was really cool, and they had the Boys and Girls Clubs of Augusta out there. And so it was really, I mean, yeah, the game's awesome, but man, these kids, they just got the best day of their life out at Augusta National, meeting these people, hanging out with them. I mean, everyone was interacting and playing video games. I mean, it was really cool. So I don't know who's spearheading that out there. I mean, it could be a number of people or Fred Ridley himself. I don't know. But just kudos to the staff and the members and the leadership out there for trying new things and just executing it so well. I'm a big fan of everything that they got going on out there.
Yeah, well put.
Yeah, it seems like they're just trying to spread out the Masters more than just a golf tournament these days. With the women's amateur, the kids, the drive, chip, and putt, which is unreal. It's awesome to see. Hopefully one of our daughters or sons or whatever make it there someday. It could be the only time we can ever step on those grounds. So, but Justin, how long did you follow Tiger for, and how did he look?
He looked great. Smiling. I mean, obviously it's a Monday morning, and he was with Freddie Couples and Rory and Tom Kim. So he was smiling, laughing. it's fun because they probably took, during the course of a round, they probably take 10 minutes a hole maybe, but they were out there probably 45 minutes a hole. I mean, it was so it was neat because they weren't just here to putt and going to the next tee. They were putting and chipping and hanging, and it was a lot of fun to watch. And yeah, he looked good. Obviously, so I always tell people this, and it sounds so strange, but when you're out there, you don't really actually get to see too much golf. I mean, that's why I just personally, for me, I would not really want to be out there during a tournament day, just because I would have this massive FOMO. Like I'd hear roars and I don't know what's going on. So I just, their TV coverage is so good and their app is so good. I feel like I don't want to miss a moment, but I certainly understand the energy and being out there too. So, but yeah.
Speaking of the app, it's a little plug. Join our Masters Fantasy League on the app by going to masters.com. I don't think you can search the Swoosh Life Podcast, but you can go to the link in our bio on Instagram and join our fantasy league. We're going to give away Masters putter head cover for our winner, but the Masters is also giving away prizes for their winners as well. So I just had to sneak that in as I had these little things all popped up. So remember, link in our bio on Instagram to join our Masters Fantasy League. So awesome.
Justin, I got one more for you.
Yeah.
Trying to go away from Augusta a little bit. I'm sure we're going to come back to it. But how's the golf game? Always see you swinging out there. How are the new clubs? Everything good with the setup and everything? So and where you been playing out of? Or are you just all over the place, just playing wherever?
Yeah, wherever. I mean, I did some West Coast stuff this year, and I'm going. It's April. I'm going to Scottsdale in a few weeks, and then I'll go to Palm Springs, and then I'll go to Ireland for a couple weeks, Adair Manor, and going to Dublin and all that stuff. So and then I've got the BMW, the Corn Ferry thing in June. So
defending champ, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
the game's getting back into form. I usually take like the winter off a little bit, and then I kind of have to like relearn everything in the spring. So I played yesterday, and I think 4 birdies, maybe 2 bogeys, and a double. So I'll take that after really not playing full rounds for quite a while. So
speaking of being a defending champ and award-winning videographer, right? I guess my question would be, when you win something like an Emmy versus winning a Pro-Am, is it the same feeling? Is it a different feeling?
It's probably the same feeling, because to me, it's almost like I always think, wow, I shouldn't be here. Like, I can't believe I beat that or them or something. So for me, it's always just a shock and surprise, even though it's happened a couple of times.
So what's the Emmy count at right now, if you're counting?
It's 19, and I'll tell you guys, because this is so ridiculously a stupid statement, I kind of would love to win like 4 this year to get 23 and 23. And it's like, I don't want to win 5. I don't want to win 6. Like just 4. I just want to get 4 this year. So
I will say, I can't name the distillery, but I was honored to get my name in a brick, and in the year 2023, I am by Warehouse J. So for any of you internet detectives, so it's always cool to kind of get those numbers in between. So take me through, like, if you're covering a live event and you're doing videography for it, like, and then I'm imagining that you're rushing to post-production and you're rushing to get like all kinds of assets for social media, for TV, and for the internet right now. And I think what a lot of people don't understand is, like, when you film for TV and you film for YouTube, that's widescreen versus portrait when you're doing social media. So you can't manipulate it. Like I work a little bit in video production in my normal job now, and we do more than ever. And it's a long day. And then I can't imagine doing the editing and everything afterwards. So, like, what is the hardest and most stressful part of covering a live event where you have to turn around the content so quickly?
It's really just it's trying to be super efficient with your shots, because if you have weeks or months to edit, I mean, you can just shoot the heck out of everything and then pick all your favorites later. But knowing you have to turn it around, you don't need to go through 100 B-roll shots. So just being super picky, and yeah, you're right. I mean, now, years ago you would make your one version and you just turn over that version, but now you need a portrait mode, a widescreen thing for YouTube. You need Instagram story. You need like a TikTok reel, and you have to think about that before and then frame it, because if you get so close on somebody, by the time you do it in a story mode, then you're stretching it, and so you kind of have to pull further back than you think you normally need to. And it just takes some foresight to know that stuff. But it's once your main version is edited, it doesn't take too long to turn it into other sizes. But it is additional, and that's one thing I try to tell these clients is, like, it's whenever we talk pricing or why something is the way, I said, well, it's all time, it's all labor. So, if I turn in one thing, that's fine. But then if you need an additional 4 to 5 hours of editing, I mean, that's just something they don't really see, but you kind of have to gently explain that to them. So
what's higher, the production game or the golf game? Your personal level.
Right now the production game. We've been so busy doing a lot of stuff for this great new company called Airways. It's like kind of like a master class, but for athletes. It's just really off. They've got, I mean, Matthew Fitzpatrick and Lexi and I mean, just Gareth. I mean, tons of people, and they're really exploding right now. So that's been fun doing a lot of work with them.
Yeah, and if you don't know, you guys can go follow Airways on Instagram at Airways with a Z official, and follow that company for Justin and all that stuff. We all follow it, and it's phenomenal. It's good seeing like some of the behind the scenes stuff. There's one on there, increasing your swing speed. I need that like immediately. So absolutely do that. You have Checo as one of your guys, the Sergio Perez from F1. So pretty awesome to see with everything. What else have you been working on? Anything you can give us a little behind the scenes, a little taste of, or is everything still a little hush on your
full swing one or two?
I'm trying to think that is always kind of the worst. I say the worst part. Use that term loosely in this business is, there's so many projects going simultaneously, and some are so early, or there's NDAs involved or something. And it's like, I'm dying to tell, I like sharing things, and I'm dying to talk about certain things, and I just know I know I can't, and it's tough for me. It's so tough for me. So yeah, we were, see, look at that. I almost started right there. I can't help it.
That's all right. We'll jump into some of our topics for tonight. We'll keep the ball rolling, and then we'll cut the recording, and you could tell us all your secrets, and then we'll see how much you trust us as friends.
Well,
but
first off, though, we are going to get you one of these bag tags to replace that Grove 23 bag tag, because this one is really the better one. So, and in case you guys listening to us on podcast, this is the Swoosh Life bag tag that we posted on our Instagram that is only for supporters of the podcast, and Justin is one. So, again, you can go support at anchor.fm. It's actually switched to Spotify for podcasters, but you can still go to this link, the Swoosh Life /support. So become a supporter. I'm just all about the plugs tonight on my thing. We don't have a break anymore. We don't have an ad read anymore. That's gone away. So I'm just getting in our plugs by stealing the segues as best
Justin,
as possible.
We need some sponsors. You gotta.
So, well, John, have Airways sponsor us. That would be great. So, all right, we have some in-hand stuff now. We've gotten the Masters 23 stuff has come out. Justin has the next percents. I've got the AM1s, and Matt has the Victory Tour 3s. So and Keith will be getting the next percent soon. So in hand, let's talk about it a little bit. It's almost better for me. It's better than the pictures showed online. Justin, you can go first. What's kind of your favorite thing about these new shoes and this kind of always fresh pack that they've gone with this go around for the first major, we'll call it?
Yeah, I mean, I just, as a fan of the fruit, I just love peaches. So when I saw them go that peachy vibe, I thought, oh yeah, I'm all in on that. They're just fun. They're super fun. They're not obnoxiously orange or yellow. I mean, I think they legitimately look like the inspiration, and that's always pretty cool. The sticker on the outside of the fruit is awesome. I mean, no, those are.
So you're the perfect person to ask this. You are just the absolute perfect person, because you have all this great Masters gear from the shop, from years of being a patron and a fan. This is the first year that we've got, like, they've done themes. They've done like the Black Azalea and stuff like that. To your point, done the crate, full thing, peaches. Does a Masters shoe have to have green and yellow to be successful? Do you feel like you have to do the green jacket theme? You have to do yellow or red?
That's such a great point, because I feel like that's everyone's automatic. I mean, you see these custom things online, and they're always green and yellow with a flag, and they're so well done. I mean, they're so well executed all the time. I mean, I love everything Nomad Customs does, and stuff like that. And I'm sure he's doing exactly what somebody is asking him to do. But so I think it's really cool that Nike. I'm gonna make up the scenario in my head that they, someone may have presented a green and yellow and white version. They said, no, like, we've done that. Let's do something different. And then the peach thing evolves. So.
Well, and other companies have done stuff to represent the South. I believe some other companies have done peaches. I think they've done waffles with butter, like, before. So it's kind of like, it's great.
They did the Magnolia thing a few years ago.
Yeah.
With the pink and white.
Right. It's great to see them kind of jump on the peaches. I know I'm a fan of peaches. We have our daughter Collins. Middle name's Augusta. Her room is all peached out. Like, so I had to get these. I almost got them in like the smallest size available as well for her, like just for her room alone, like I said, I was with you as well that the second I saw them and knew I needed to have them. So I just can't believe how like detailed they are. But we can go back and talk about the Players Championship ones, all that stuff. We've said this all year in season 3 of the podcast, that Nike's just hit everything out of the park. But these kind of take it to another level, just like where they're ombre, where the fuzziness of them to give that like little peach feel. It's just really, really cool. And then all I wanted on the AM1s was what we didn't get on the Lobster 90s, was something on the soles, and we got these. So I'm very, very happy that they atoned for that. I wouldn't call it a mistake, but just, missed last year on the Lobsters. I saw you rock Lobsters the other day, didn't you, Justin? Did I see that? Like, or no? Maybe
no. I don't think I got that. Obviously they send what they send, and beggars can't be choosy. My dad always said. So I'm grateful when something shows up, and I don't try to pester them when they don't. But actually, I did when I saw the red Air Max 1 packs going out. I had to send a text. I'm like, I really liked.
I know, and those ones are just as like you could just get not get. I missed on the Big Bubble like regular release, and I'm like, and I hit on the Golf, and I'm like, I think you could just rock the Golf, and it would feel like it's the Big Bubble.
I've been saying it in the comments. I did the video where you guys, if you check out the Instagram, I did the video comparing the original Air Max 1 Golf to the new Air Max 1 Golf to the new Big Bubble. And I mean, it's a nice consolation prize, to your point. Like, if you couldn't get it, I'm surprised there's still sizes sitting, but I think everybody's just broke from the Masters release, where everybody was planning for the Masters release. So it was kind of tough to budget. The thing I like about the Air Max 1s, it does have green in the airbag and in the eyelet, Gumby, which you kind of pointed out last episode, brings it back to Augusta. So little bit of that green stitching is a really nice touch. really, really enjoy that. So
and we fall into it. Our stuff is all green and yellow, right? Like I have a nice green background. You'll guys see on Wallpaper Wednesday. We've got some awesome wallpapers coming out, and then we've got the new box logo with a little flag. So we follow into it too, and it's hard not to when you're designer or branding. It's an easy thing. And look at all the golf companies as well. TaylorMade, Callaway, Strixon, so they all have the green and white bags done flawlessly, just great. But I think that like when you're taking the liberty of footwear has a ton of colorways and everything like that like to be successful is just hitting on a theme that perfectly encapsulates something tied to something else. And so these Jordan 6s, however, that are out are kind of a little not tied to the Masters or to the first major. So what are your thoughts on those, Justin? And kind of, we have two schools of thoughts here. They could be.
There's actually three. I thought there was three.
Now?
Yes.
I thought it was.
So I'll run through it, Justin, and then we'll see. So for those of you listening, the description of the Jordan 6, if you haven't seen it yet, all white upper. However, Gumby caught a glimpse of something. Wanted to point out the overlays on the top are iridescent.
Yeah.
So they're a white iridescent, similar to if you have the TPC Players Championship 90s. They have that same kind of iridescent. The light hits at a certain point. It does change. The heel has water droplets. Gumby, you eyed that there's a wine glass on the back with what appears to be a cherry inside of it.
Yeah.
And then we go onto the bottom, and that's where the Bordeaux color comes in. It's a classic Jordan color. It's been used. It's on the accent around the airbag, and on the sole is that Bordeaux color. So we had one person say that this is an homage to the Champions Dinner and the wine that is served at the Champions Dinner. Right? That was one of the theories there, right?
I did say, I will tell you this. I did see the soles today. The soles have bubbles.
They do. So that's where I'll introduce, and this is where my whiskey education is going to come into the third one. So then the description came out on Nike.com, and it said that this was an homage to Mike's favorite drink to have while eating barbecue. And then Nick Spears and Gumby correctly identified that there is a beverage out of North Carolina called Cheerwine. And I know Cheerwine very well. I enjoy it. And the heel panel has droplets on it, like condensation, like you would, because Cheerwine is traditionally sold in glasses. And if you think there's a cherry in a wine glass, Cheerwine, there's bubbles on the sole. And that is something that you're more likely to eat with barbecue, right? Like a glass of wine and some ribs. I don't know. And then, the other one is that there is a cocktail. And I know MJ has his own tequila, Sincoro. It's actually pretty darn good. I'm not a tequila connoisseur, but I think it's pretty good. However, that is called a Cherry Smash Belvedere. And that involves whiskey, cherry grenadine, but there's no carbonation or anything like that. So that's the third kind of theory. Justin, what do you think is the actual theme of this Jordan shoe before we score it?
Yeah, I know exactly. I agree with everything you're saying. I mean, there's got to be some story official story we haven't really seen or heard. But all those theories sound good to me. I mean, I'm with you. I mean, obviously Bordeaux and if it was grapes, that would make more sense. But the cherry thing kind of makes you wonder. So regardless, I think they look. I haven't tried them on personally yet, but they look so comfy, and I'm just glad Nike's pulling from the Rolodex of like different available silhouettes. I mean, the ones are great. They're never gonna go away, and they're gonna look good probably forever. But and thank God they're coming out with so many different colorways too. But yeah, good on them for just going to something else in the Rolodex and trying it. So
we've had this discussion. Do you think there are too many colorways for the Jordan 1?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't see how releasing more is a bad thing. I just don't get. It's not like the market is being. It's not that type of asset where something is going to be devalued with more out there. I mean, I just don't think sneakers work. I mean, maybe when you're talking about the hyper exclusive, the Mark Wahlberg, George or something like that, maybe, but that's 0.0000001% of sneakers. These are supposed to be worn and enjoyed by people. So yeah, keep making different, keep playing with colorway, keep putting them out.
I think we need to score these sixes, these Bordeaux sixes. We haven't scored them yet. We scored all of our always fresh packs. So for me, you saw my rendition of what I did. I didn't always fresh six. That's what I would like to have seen. I don't know if I nailed it as much as it could have been nailed, but still, like, I thought it was pretty cool. But I like these. I like the attention to details. I like bringing the droplets back. We saw that on the lobsters. I think it's a unique touch that they can do a detail with. So I'll go high but low. So I'll go 3.9. So it's still like pretty up there, above average. But I just think they're probably could have been done a little bit more. But the bubbles on the soles kind of get me too. Again, you do something on the sole, for some reason I dig it. So that's me. Keith, you've been quiet. We've been talking a lot. Keith's internet connection, and he might have the fire alarm go off again in his house tonight. It did earlier pre-show. What are you ranking these as a person who still doesn't have a pair of Jordans yet in his collection? As Justin shakes his head, I just had to say that to get Cookie fired up, and then some other people, So,
just another way to kick me off this thing, right, Gumby? Thanks.
Not kicking you off.
You're the best golfer. If anybody's going to ask to play in the Pro-Am with them, Justin, it's going to be Keith, right?
Yeah, I think Nike's definitely hitting it out of the park this year so far, and definitely with the Augusta picks as well, or the Augusta shoes as well. How many did we have so far? The 3 releases in the Georgia Peaches colors, and now with the Jordan 6 coming out. I think they hit it out of the park with this as well. Simple, classy. I love the droplets, of the water droplets, bringing back to the old lobster of last year with the water splash on the toe area. But to give you a ranking, I'd probably do like a 3.8. I like some of the other ones better. Colorways, I know we haven't seen a lot of the colorways in the 6s yet, but I do like a little bit more color. White will probably just get too dirty for me. I have to clean them every other day or every time I wear them. But yeah, I do a 3.8. Gumby, I like the ones you created. We could throw that one in there. The ones you created and posted with the peach fuzz on the Jordan stick. But Matt, what do you think about the 6s?
And if it is Cheerwine, if the connection is Cheerwine and it's to barbecue, they got me. I'm gonna be. I just know, like, in person, that iridescent, because it looks so much better on the TPC 90. Just looks unbelievable on the Sawgrass 90. So I think in person the shoe will look way better. So I'm gonna score like a 4.2.
Another thing about the iridescent, it's kind of like the Coke bottle, right? You look through the little, like, the Coke bottle, the style of the bottle, I can get a little bit of that.
See, the story keeps getting better and better.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's just Cheerwine, because it just makes more sense.
Which is why the Georgia peach theme just works so well, because you got it right away.
Yeah, more details.
Justin, it's a scale of 1 to 5, by the way. It's not 1 to 10. Yeah.
I'm with y'all. I'd probably say 3.9, but the fact that apparently, and I haven't tried them on, but I've heard from many people that they are crazy comfortable. I mean, so I think let's go 4.1 for comfort, even though I haven't tried them. But I just hope they keep going. I mean, the good thing about these Nike things is, if they had us in tune to putting out like 1 or 2 a year, I think we'd be more harsh, because it's like, oh man, maybe next year they'll do it. But they're putting stuff out so fast that okay, if these don't work, give it 60 days and there's going to be another model. And so,
which is a good thing, like, for those of you that have maybe like held off. Like, I know there are some people, they held off of the infrared because it's an all white upper. They held off. They're going to probably hold off on the Bordeaux because it's an all-white upper. We know there's iridescent and little details. But we got a flurry of 12s at the end of the year, right? The cherries, the blues, the playoffs. Like, we got all these crazy colors at the end of the year. And they still have not touched like Carmine's, Olympics, Oreos. Like those are probably like the 3 most sought after 6s. And I think that's why some of us are kind of holding back a little bit.
How good are all those East Side shoes too?
Oh, unbelievable. Those 12s, that was the best 12 of the year, was the East Side.
We don't even talk about East Side enough on this show. And I don't know why. We should try and have like them on or something. I don't know why if it's no, I know. They're just blowing up like crazy. I know you just got a bunch of stuff from them and everything. So, but just what they're doing and the designs that they're coming up with, the red clay and everything like that was so good and everything. So, it's cool to see that it's not just like a one-off, like a Malbin, where like you're just using Nike stuff and customize it. I remember when the original AM1s came out, they had the all white and they had that like weird like gun thing that could like go over it and do that thing. Like, and they would sell them that way. But like the East Side was on NDC. Like I think they have some right now on NDC.
Yeah, they're their own. I mean, I think obviously the 12s were awesome. My favorite sleeper hit was those blue all navy suede Jordan 1s.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how those flew under the radar. I feel like if Jordan, I mean, they are Jordan brand, but I feel like if they were some widely released thing, they'd just be a crazy huge hit. I mean, they were a hit, but it seems like, I don't know. They are nice.
They're getting buzz outside of the golf community, right? But you like expect more, right? And I think the other thing is, and this might be to our benefit, the sneakerheads that don't golf have not latched on to the fact that like these Jordan 1s you can wear off the course just fine. Like they're not big, clunky.
Exactly.
Like they used to be, like kind of what I pointed out with this original Air Max 1 golf video. Like this sole, you could make it through the supermarket with it, but it wasn't super comfortable, a little bit heavy once you got off the course. All this other stuff, the Jordan 1s, I wear Jordan 1, the Crocs, and the gray black ones to work.
Yeah.
So
I saw white Crocs at Golf Galaxy the other day, and I almost copped them just to make like a Masters pair. Like I just want to get on my Nomad game and just like make a Masters pair that I could just like have. And then I got the peaches, and I can just wear these all the time. And I'm like, never mind. I don't need to spend that money. So.
Hey, I got a question for you guys before I forget. One of the groups out there was Kisner, Gary Woodland, Brian Harmon, and then DJ. And it was kind of strange seeing DJ. I mean, it's this whole live thing. It's like they were outcasts and now they came back or something. So it was kind of strange just seeing them there. And what do y'all think about if the live guys get in contention? And I mean, how awkward?
I'm going to jump into this.
We've told this line like all season. We've told the line, and I think it's now we have to just kind of get into it, right, Matt?
I'm all for more golf. Like I'm all for more golf, and if you have your reasons that you don't want to watch the other tour, that's fine. I think we had a problem with some of the hypocrisy that was going on, right? Like, oh well, we're leaving the PGA Tour because of this, and that, but then we want to play on the PGA Tour. Mm-hmm. Right? Like that little back and forth kind of turned us off a little bit. That being said, I'm always going to root for Brooks. I said it. Brooks is the first guy in live history. Yes, I'm paying attention. Mm-hmm. First guy in live history to win twice. Right. So think about that, even with that small field, right? Yeah. It seems like he's healthy. It seems like he's back. Keith's pick is coming up next. And Brooks winning. He's one of my Masters picks, so, the thing that's interesting is I saw Dustin Johnson wearing his Aces logo. Mm-hmm. And this is the thing that I kind of battled with people about, is that this is why I didn't blame the PGA Tour for letting these guys back in, because no doubt these guys were going to pull an NWO and show up at PGA Tour events with their team logos on their clothes and, try to, because that's, NWO, right? Because there's a difference between just holding these 12 events and wanting to show up the competitive tour, right? Like, let's be real about it. They want to be the PGA Tour. So that's why I just didn't blame the PGA. Am I going to root for Thomas Peters look good on the Range Goats, Harold Varner, I'm going to always be fans of Paul Casey and Brooks Koepka and those dudes. So
Yeah.
if one of them wins and they want to do the celebration, do a little NWO action, cool with me.
Are you talking about the news that came out? Like, if one wins, then all 15 of them are
I was like, they all have to make the cut first so that they're there for the weekend.
There's no way some of those guys, as self-centered as some of them are, there's no way they're going to miss the cut and then hang around to watch.
Exactly.
That's what I wondered about. You know, pay for the extra cabin, the extra 2 days or something like that.
The only thing is, I don't have a problem with them leaving, and I think more and more has come out that like the guys don't have a problem with them leaving. They're still like friends. I think I have a problem with who's like running it. I guess right now for some reason I have a problem with him.
I think he's on the out.
Yeah, and just the way that he like talks about it and just discusses it and just puts it's always a negative on the PGA Tour, right? I think some people are trying to like bridge the gap a little bit better. I don't think there should be ever a Live versus PGA. I don't think that should be an event. I don't know why, but I just don't think it should be.
It is this week.
but an insight into full swing and seeing Brooks and seeing him struggle and all that stuff. Like, you can't blame these guys. You can't, like, same thing with DJ and to your point, Matt, these they're showing up with their logos on their stuff.
Sergio was wearing the fireballs today,
Yeah, and Dustin was wearing 4 Aces with his new apparel company, which I've never heard of it in my life, but that's going to be their thing. And Daniel Rappaport from Barstool and whatnot, and a golf writer just said, like, this is going to be like an EPL team, like a soccer team. Like, you're going to have your own like kit and your own sponsor on your kit, and then that's going to be your team kit, and that's your team sponsor, and they're just going to make into little entities of that, and they all have to wear that. And so the team is then sponsored, and then that's their kit by the apparel. And it's an interesting way to go about it when you're doing a team thing. I think sometimes I wish that would happen a little bit more in United States stuff. I do like that, like NFL and MLB are all Nike, but I think like when it comes to like soccer and MLS, it's all Adidas, and I kind of just wish they were like, no, like whatever you want, like Seattle being
college basketball and football teams. You got some that are Under Armour and they look terrible.
Whatever your team is deciding on. And so I just think it would be interesting to see it that way, but I also like that Nike has, football and baseball.
Keith, what do you think?
Well, I know we're recording on a Monday, but I'm glad there hasn't been any hockey fights on the live from the range yet at the Masters. So,
just shut everything off. I'm at my parents' house. We're gonna watch the national championship game, and my dad has no idea where I've been.
You disappeared.
I thought you said he was going to ask you to turn on the entertainment center.
I'm out in his like shop because I wanted to get out of their house and not have them disturb me, but he can't hang it. He found me.
No, it was perfect timing. I know we have to watch the game and stuff coming up. I know we're coming on your Monday night, but I was saying, like, at least we haven't seen any brawls or any hockey fights yet on Live versus PGA on the live from the range. So that's a good thing. I'm happy that all these good players are there.
Yeah.
Kind of transitioning back to Augusta and the Masters this week and everything. And I know we have our pick coming up and everything, but it's good to see all the top players there. They're there for a reason. They have qualified. It's not because, the world rankings and stuff, but it's because they won tournaments, they got in, and they're still in for another year or two, or how long their exemptions are. But, it's going to be a busy week with Masters week. The rest of this week, Thursday is going to kick off. We got tomorrow's Tuesday. You guys are going to be listening to this on Wednesday. We got Tiger's presser coming up, but we're definitely going to see what he's going to say, how he's feeling and everything like that. How's the course and everything. But I think it's time to get into Keith's pick a little bit.
I do have one thing before we get into Keith's pick, because this is important information to consider. First off, was watching the Golf Channel today on a Monday night, had the 1997 Masters on, great little rewatch. Right after it, 2019 Masters, great little rewatch. Do you know who won the Masters in 2019? We all know, right? That was Mr. Eldrick, Tiger Woods. Do you know who the last man in the field was because he won the Valero Texas Open? Does anyone know who that was?
Was it Ricky?
No, that would be Corey Connors.
Oh, wow.
Does anyone
beat out
know
Patrick Rogers, former Nike guy?
Does anyone know who won the Valero Texas Open last week?
Corey Connors.
That would be Corey Connors. I just want to put that information out there, boys. You never know. You never know. So that tidbit showed up today when I was watching it, and I just had to say it. And also to the point of like seeing Brooks and DJ and all them back, watching 2019 again, and like Brooks was right there. Brooks makes birdie on 18, just missed it. Tiger like flopping it out to the right, whatever it was on 18, changes the whole dynamic of that. And I forgot how like close it actually was at the end.
I'll never forget Molinari and that tree branch.
Yeah, the
Brooks
tree branch
right there.
And I forgot that he was still tied with Tiger on 15 at that time. Even though he put like one in the drink on 12. So it just again brings the whole like value and fight to everyone of just seeing all those, people back. And tomorrow will be interesting. Masters dinner, the Champions dinner. There's 4, 5 that are former Masters champions that are on live with Bubba, Sergio,
Dustin Johnson,
Phil,
and Phil. So
is Phil even here? He's coming.
I thought he was here. I saw that he was.
They're really not showing too much coverage of those guys showing up. There's a couple of pressers not pressers, but they're just doing like the outside interviews. I know they did Bryson and DJ today, but I haven't seen, and I think Cameron Smith is one of the only 18 that is actually going into the presser or had the presser today on a Monday. Yeah.
So I don't know, just something to keep in mind. And as we watch, it's going to be a heck of a week. We're all very excited, but drum roll. It's time for Keith's picks. We need fun like intro music.
Little theme music.
So reminder that the majors earn double points. So if it is 1 point for whoever's closest regular season, 2 points for nailing it straight on the head for a win regular season, then Masters is closest is 2 points closest and 4 points nailing it. So that's why the majors count more. So if we nail it this week, it doesn't. So Keith, with all that said, kick us off for your pick.
Hold on, I don't want to complicate y'all's thing, but it'd be fun if y'all picked like a live guy and a non-live guy.
Well, I think we can do that. Who Matt's gonna pick.
But Justin, you're included in this now. So
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Justin could win the season-long race if he nails it, but
Yeah.
I was gonna say 4 points is a lot. It puts that means you gotta win like 4 regulars.
I could put my 0-3 record right back up to above 500. But I'm never not gonna take him. I'm never gonna doubt him. But I'm picking T-Dub. I'm sorry, but he's my man, and I'm picking T-Dub. And anything could possibly happen. He looks good. He's been all the videos I've seen from him this year so far. He played great at Rib. He just had a couple bad breaks, and he knows this course like the back of his hand. So I'm going T-Dub. Are we going to pick a live guy too? A non-Nike guy? Because Justin, we always pick our picks are always like a Nike guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
For each week when there's a tournament.
Not a whole lot on live that are here except for Brooks, right?
No, you have Thomas Peters, and you still have.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Right? Harold Varner's in.
And Harold Varner.
Oh, here, yeah.
Because Matt Wolf is not qualified, and nor is Casey, right? So.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think Casey's here. So we've got three to pick from.
Well, let's do our Nike pick.
HV3 had a good tournament last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going Tiger. Matt, who do you got?
Oh my!
Oh, so unprofessional. I'm so sorry about that. Oh, you made me. Wow, please edit that out.
I thought I was battling
anything.
a cold over here.
Oh
I've been sipping on my Stand 12 to like keep my voice going and everything.
So another shout out to the Masters tournament, because the Masters app and the tournament that you guys got to get in, pick your people. All of my picks were Swoosh people, and they have really good categories. So the category is past champion. I went with Scotty Scheffler. The other category was best or American player. It's going to be my live player here. It was Brooks Koepka. Then there's a category for wild card. And this is where I was torn between Tommy Fleetwood and Cam Champ. And I went with Cam Champ because he's having a great one. But my green jacket winner comes from the international category. And you know who I'm going with. And that's going to be Rory McIlroy.
Oh, yeah.
This is the one. This is it.
I want Rory to win this big time. I think I saw him with Amanda Renner on the range on the app today. He actually talked about like last year and like how he learned how to play free there. He learned how to go out and just like unbelievable Sunday round with that, especially with that pitching. From the bunker on 18.
And then forgot Colin Morikawa holding.
And then Morikawa did it right behind him, right? Like exactly. So I think that he gets it done. But I have an international too. I got someone just playing really, really good golf. And if it wasn't for Schwartzel going 4 in a row at the end, I think he already has one. So I'm going Jason Day. I think Jason Day is done. The whole damn fam's there, even the one on the way. All going to be in a par 3 contest, I think. And he's played well there. If he didn't have back problems, also in 19, like he like really struggled in 19 as well, and everything. And he always looks really good. They always like script him out really well. He's got that
Victory Tour 3s now this year.
And I call it the Jason Day khakis, that really dark khaki. So, I don't know. It's been in my head for weeks that Jason was gonna like do something, and like I said, I really want Roy to get it done. I just think he's playing like really well. He's got that like 006 like looking, Scotty in his bag. So, but I just Jason Day's been in my head for a while. It was like Scotty last year. I had Scotty in my head for a while, and I put money on it, and it paid out. I feel like I got to do the same with Jason this week. So, that's what I'm going with.
Justin,
your turn.
Your Nike player.
I would be ecstatic if any one of y'all were correct. So, I guess non-live guy. Like I said, I was gonna say Tiger. I was gonna say Rory. I'd be happy with Jason Day, but I guess I'll pick somebody different.
We didn't leave you.
I'm gonna pick the guy who. No offense to him, I've never met. Actually, no, I have met him. I've shot with him. I forgot. I'd say maybe the least prettiest swing for the best player of all time. I guess got to go with the defending champ. You can't. He's still playing good. I mean, it wasn't like a weird VJ year where he just won 7 times out of nowhere and then didn't do anything ever again. So yeah. He's still winning. So I guess I'll go Scheffler for non-live, and then live. Let's say Cam Smith.
Do you think a live guy will win? Like, do you believe that they will win?
I don't know. I've seen the arguments that they're not playing that competitively anymore, and they might be a little rusty with this sort of thing. I have no idea. Like, I'm not.
But they could be fresh.
Very possible. I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure if I buy into the idea that they are all rusty because they haven't played on the PGA Tour in a while. But they haven't played on the PGA Tour in a while, so I don't know. I can't wait to watch.
I think that if I had to go with live guy, I would go with Brooks. I think just winning 2 out of his last 6 is good, and he just looked good. I know he looked good this weekend. I didn't watch any of the live event, but saw his videos and stuff like that. So I don't care about having the same pick for the live guys as much. So I think we're all going to probably go with Brooks. Keith might surprise us, but you never know. So Matt,
no, I'll go with Brooks as well.
Yeah, I already called Brooks. Yeah, I already called Brooks. So yeah, as we wrap it up, like one of the arguments about the PGA was that, hey, look at Tiger in his heyday. He was winning majors and not really playing on the PGA Tour, right? Tiger won the PIP like for 2 years not playing on the PGA Tour, right? So and you could say that's money owed to him. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that, yeah, the rust argument, I'm kind of with you, Justin. It could just mean that they're gonna have fresh legs, right? And that they're gonna be super ready.
I remember how to play 4 days though.
Yeah, so a big thank you to you, Justin. We're gonna wrap this up. Gumby's gonna take us home. But on behalf of us and the listeners, man, we love living vicariously through you. If you're not following Justin Wheelon on Instagram and the lifestyle, and on a more serious note, thank you for your honesty on Facebook, man, talking about what real life is like when you're not winning Emmys or shooting with, Lexi and these other superstars and things like that. I thought that was super helpful, man, because here's the thing, like, even us, we go through this thing for an hour and 5 minutes and we talk about shoes and we're fortunate enough to get our hands on these things, but there's people out there having a rough time and we have rough times too outside of this, right? Like my 5-year-old was having a meltdown today and somebody reminded me that the worst thing that happens in your 5-year-old's life is the worst thing that's ever happened in their life, right? There's just levels to it. So if any of you, man, we're here for you. Throw a DM if you ever need to talk to somebody.
Thank you.
Let us know. Not just to you, Justin, but to anybody listening to this podcast. We're an open ear. So thank you again for joining us.
Yeah, we're here just to provide that fun and liveliness of talking about Nike and golf and all that stuff. And it's quite surreal and it's quite humbling when someone like you, Justin, wants to come on the podcast. We're not begging you to come on. You're like messaging me all the time, like, when am I coming on? When am I coming on again? And so we really, really appreciate that your love and support for our podcast and for what we do and anything like that. So any final words from you? Any plugs that you gotta you want to get out there, airways or anything like that?
No, I mean,
your last thoughts on the Masters this week?
Oh, I'm excited. It's always a great week. The drama, they do the production better than anybody, and the storylines. And I mean, it's going to be awesome. If anything, check out Sub 70. I've been, they don't pay me. I've been so impressed with their, they've got the blades to the cavities and everything in between, and they're forged and they're really great. And Jason Hyland over there, he'll ask you how your game is and figure out what you need. I mean, and you can customize every part of it. That's what I like. I mean, even like the ferrules and the shafts and
your set is sick. And it's a direct-to-consumer company, and they're in my backyard here in Illinois. So check out Sub 70. Yeah, sorry to jump in there, but yeah.
Good.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So, for the Swoosh Life Podcast, this has been a fun one. Masters Week. Remember, you can become a supporter of the podcast. Get your bag tag. Get some awesome, cool stuff out. Hats are in production. Just a little first run. We're super excited about those hats and a couple other things in production as well. So we're building. We're just building. Justin, if you want to stay on, we can chat real quick after when we're done recording it as well. But we've had a blast today. Best week of the year. Tradition unlike any other. We're back. It is Masters Week. Cannot wait. So for Justin, Keith, Matt, and myself, Gumby, this has been the Swoosh Life Podcast. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Bye.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. Make sure to go follow us on Instagram at the Swoosh Life Podcast to stay up to date on all things swoosh. And if you have any questions, comments, or business inquiries, please email us at theswooshLifePodcast@gmail.com. And lastly, give us a follow or review and become a supporter of the podcast at anchor.fm/theswooshlife/support. Thank you all for listening. See you in the next one.
Checks over stripes, yeah, that's what I like. Yeah, that's what we like. Yeah.